Hey, what's up everybody? It's Mike B with Bombero Bus VW, and today I'm just going to talk about something else I do with these EPC 34s. So if you watch this channel, you know I like them, bang for the buck, you can't beat them. Not going to change them until I go to a bigger engine, if ever. But today what I'm going to do is show you the difference in the hardware that comes with these EPC 34s versus what I put in there. And basically it's the Redline Weber rebuild kit. So I've already done it on that one and it is tight as a sieve. However, this one will still wet the throttle plates after a long hot run. Well, that one has the Weber Redline needle and seat in it. This one does not. So I'm gonna fix that today, and I figured I'd just take a chance to show you the difference in the hardware. So, and it really helps a lot. So let's get to it. All right, here's the one you make sure you're gonna want to get. The one I prefer, it's the Redline rebuild for the Weber kits. And let me pull this stuff out and I'll show you the difference in quality. And what that boils down to is this. Here's the old one. I don't know if it's empty, but you know, it came from in it originally, so I guess it is. And then if you order like a rebuild kit from J-Bugs, this is what you get. But look at the tip of that. It's neoprene, and you can clearly see a ring, a groove that's been worn around it there on the black part. So that's going to have trouble sealing up, and pressure can easily push itself past that, and it doesn't take long for that to happen, and that's pretty significant. And also, here's the washer that comes with it, and look how thin that is. And you know, that thickness is supposed to be a certain thickness. I forget the number. I knew it before, but basically these carbs haven't been rebuilt, and this is what I find in all of them. You see how that thing is smashed and beveled, like somebody really cranked down on it, and it's basically no good, versus what you get with the Weber kit. Look at that, and it is at 38 thousandths of a thickness, when this was like not even 10 thousandths. So the other thing is, here's the Redline Weber tip. Look at that, solid brass. Okay, you're not going to have the quality issues that you have with that one. And then I'd like to talk about this real quick. This is just a seems to me moment, and if you guys disagree or I'm saying something stupid, just tell me in the comments. I just came off a 24-hour shift and I'm a bit delirious, but I wanted to add this into it. So it seems to me, this is the old gasket that comes with the EPC 34, and it's thick. So if you think about that being thick, and the one that comes with the Weber is thin, so with this being thick, all right, your height is already of your top plate more so than with the Weber gasket. So if you think about this being in there, the seat being in there, it's already going to be higher than what you're going to get with the Weber gasket. And then now if you add to that this very thin washer, it's going to be even higher. So the settings for the Weber instructions might not work with this one as far as your float. So you get the thinner gasket with the Weber, and then you get the thicker washer here, which seems to lower everything down. So my point is, I haven't seen any numbers on the EPC 34 by Empy on what to set your float at. So if you have been using that stuff and then setting your float at what Weber recommends, maybe it's not working, or it is but could be working better. So I just say, go ahead, get this stuff. And I'm thankful for these little nuggets here, because in the air-cooled VW world, you guys already know, things aren't the quality that they used to be. So when you have a company like this that comes along and saves us with these sort of things, I just want them to know how much I appreciate it. Thank you, Redline. And there it is, tightened up. And the other trick there, I think, is to just barely snug this. You don't have to crank down on that really hard, which what I have found on ones in the past. So if you crank down on that really hard and you have a little raggedy washer like that, then you're not doing yourself any favors in the way of making sure that your needle and seat closes. And then finally, when the new stuff is on there, let me see if I can show you this position here. You take the top, all right, it's hanging wide open. Now I'm going to start flipping it over till it just closes like that, and the ball is not compressed in. All right, and in that position, the distance from the top of this gasket to the top of this float should be, what I use is, well, now I use 314 thousandths for that distance, because just through experimentation and having them for so long, I found that 300,000 is what worked. And then when I finally found some numbers and some literature on it, they said that gap I just showed you should be 8 millimeters. Well, guess what that equals? 314,000. So now I use 314 thousandths or 8 millimeters, however you want to look at it, but do whatever you can to get it into that position right there. And then you have to go from the top of the gasket, or in this case the bottom of the gasket, to the top of that float. Oh, there it is, I found it. The numbers do come. This comes with the Redline rebuild kit, and it tells you right there. The standard float setting for 34 ICTs is 7 millimeters, and then for aggressive use or off-road, the float height is 8 millimeter from gasket to top of float. But there you go. Don't forget, this is the Weber for 34 ICTs, but those are EPC 34s by EMPI. Okay, just got back from a long, hot run. So it's been about 20 minutes, and I've been coming out here every 5 minutes and checking on it. I haven't seen any wetting of the throttle plate, or definitely no just gross leaking of fuel in there. But I'll see if I can get a light in it. And you can see those carbs are staying pretty dry, no sweating of fuel onto the throttle plates. And it really never did it bad anyway, just if you went on a spirited drive, shifting at around 5,000, which I don't really do anyway very often. But you know, just trying to tell you how I've fine-tuned these EPCs 34s to work for me. But the ultimate test is always, you know, you turn it off and then 10 to 20 minutes later you have a hard start issue, you know, because you've got fuel in there. So I'll take that. My starter's not that strong to start with, but you know, it's the best I can do with some 34s. So that's that. If this video helped you out, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, leave some comments and tell me what's up anyway. But either way, thanks for hanging out with Bombero Bus VW, and I'll catch you on the next one.